Greetings and welcome to Causeless Joy Tarot. I am Glory, the Golden Light Goddess, and I'm here today to do a general reading for the sign of Virgo for the month of May 2018. Today I'll be using two decks, Morgan Greer Tarot deck for the main portion of the reading, and then I'll be drawing one guidance card from Karen Sangster's Chakra Insight Oracle. So let's go ahead and get started with your reading, Virgo, for the month of May 2018. So we'll be starting with your overall energy card from your monthly readings that were done in January. And you do have the Page of Wands coming up in the reverse. Pages are typically messages. They indicate messages coming in. When we see this Page of Wands coming up in the reverse, it indicates that there's you're being hasty or impatient, even fearful or self-conscious about what it is you're moving forward with or what you're currently engaged in. So we'll take a look now at the rest of your cards and see exactly how this Page of Wands plays into the rest of your cards here. Calling on my guides, teachers, helpers, angels, all that loves and surrounds the sign of Virgo. Asking for clarity, vision, wisdom, as we look at the energies coming in for the sign of Virgo in the month of May 2018. Giving thanks in advance for perfect clarity, vision, guidance, and wisdom as we look at the energies for the sign of Virgo for the month of May 2018. Asking for 5 cards that represent the highest guidance for the sign of Virgo for the month of May 2018. Also, if you know your rising or your moon sign, I encourage you to take a look at those readings as well for any additional guidance. All right, Virgo, May 2018 for the sign of Virgo. Okay, you have the Death card jumping out there, transformation. We'll see if that comes back. Alright, so that feels pretty good for the sign of Virgo. Let's go ahead and give the cards a cut here and see what we have. Alright, Virgo, so the 5 cards that we'll be looking at this month is your internal power, your abundance, your romance, your challenge card, as well as your outcome card. So let's go ahead and get started here with your internal power. And we do have the 3 of Wands coming up in the reverse here as your internal power. Now, when we see the 3 of Wands coming up in the upright, we're talking a homecoming, celebrations of some sort. It's actually, no, it's about teamwork and expansion here and travel. The 3 of Wands is about teamwork, working together with someone as a team. Now, when we see this 3 of Wands coming up in the reverse, it's about delays or lack of foresight. It could even be mean setbacks in your planning. So here we have a Three of Wands coming up in the reverse as your internal power. So when we think of delays and setbacks, because that's what this card represents when we see it in the reverse, it really means that there's a potential there for delays and setbacks. When I see a card like this in your internal power, what that says to me very clearly is that somehow you will be able to draw strength from these setbacks, right? Oftentimes our gifts come with funny wrapping paper. They come in looking like a problem. They come in looking as if something's wrong, or as if we need to do something other than what we're doing in order to make things better. But so many times, the things that we've labeled as bad or wrong or incomplete actually turn out to be something that's there for our benefit. So if you are faced with setbacks and delays with getting things done, know that everything is in perfect and divine order. No matter what type of delay you're dealing with, it is there for your highest and best good. Whenever I see a card like this, Leo also got, I believe it was the heartbreak card in this position. And I received such a powerful message for the sign of Leo and with that card. Now, this is not a heartbreak card, so I didn't get a similar message, but I am guided to say a similar thing. And that is that this is for your highest and best good. Whatever type of setback you encounter in the month of May, look at that and smile and say, you know, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know where, but this is in my best interest. And believe that, because it is. All right, so next up we have your abundance card. Check this out. You're coming in with the wish card in the abundance area. So yes, Virgo, this is going to be a month where you're beginning to see the wishes, the things that you've been hoping for and working towards and manifesting in your life, working towards manifesting in your life. You're going to begin to see them come to fruition, or at least evidence that they're beginning to blossom. So here we have this lovely wish card coming up in your abundance area, indicating that indeed things are well. So and also that's another reminder that if you should deal with these setbacks and delays, learn to look at them as gifts in strange packaging. At least in the month of May. Actually, that's a good practice any month, but certainly in the month of May. All right, next up in the romance department, you have an interesting card here, the Nine of Wands, coming in your romance sector in the upright position. So when we see this Nine of Wands coming up in the upright, it's a test of your courage and your boundaries even. So you could be involved in a romantic relationship that is testing your boundaries. You know, we all have boundaries that we've set in place. You know, some of them are conscious and some of them are unconscious boundaries, where there's an unspoken understanding that this thing or that thing won't be tolerated, or, you know, if something like this happens, then that's a deal breaker for me. You know, when you're dealing with your boundaries being tested in a relationship and in a romantic relationship, this is something that you will probably need to verbally address. The caution from Spirit here is to move when it feels or speak when it's most appropriate, right? If you're in a heated argument with someone, that is probably not the best time to talk about your boundaries being, walked all over or disregarded. You want to wait until the timing is right. If your boundaries are being tested in your romantic relationship, wait for that perfect time and then have an open and adult like conversation about those boundaries. But this is an indication that either your boundaries will be tested in your relationships or in your romantic relationship in the month of May. It also could, this did come in the upright. Yes, all right. It also could indicate that your courage is being tested. You may be faced with a situation that causes you to really have to man up, as they say. Whether you're a woman or a man, manning up simply means to step up to the plate boldly and confidently and do what needs to be done. So you may find yourself in dealing with something like that. But overall, I don't get the impression here of really heavy type of energy. Just something to be mindful of when it comes to your boundaries in your relationship. All right, next up we have your challenge card. Check this out. It just, I really do like the way your reading is shaping up here, Virgo. You have the sun coming up in the reverse, and the sun shines whether it's in the reverse or not, right? It doesn't take away too much from the energy of the sun to see it in the reverse. But because it's falling in a challenge position for you, what Spirit is wanting you to know about this as a challenge is that you may be feeling light and happy and free and loving, and then you may have someone who comes along and really tries to rain on your parade, right? So the guidance here is to be very mindful that no external circumstance really has the power to take your sunshine away, right? We give our power to circumstances, to people, to things, to events. We give our power to those things and allow ourselves to be diminished or to feel some type of way because we've gone through whatever. But here you're being encouraged by Spirit to let your light shine regardless to what's happening around you, regardless to how other people are responding. You have so much to be grateful for, so much to smile for, so much to be happy about, right? And so the encouragement here from Spirit with this sun coming up in the reverse is that you may be challenged to remain positive. You may be challenged to remain optimistic and hopeful when people around you or circumstances around you may not call for this level of happiness, or it may not look appropriate even for you to be happy when there's something, going on that's not in alignment or that's out of whack a little bit. But again, the encouragement is for you to remain positive, to not allow anything or anyone to dim your light, if you will. You keep your light shining as brightly as you possibly can at the end of the day. All right, so let's move to your outcome card here. We have the Page of Cups coming in as your final outcome card. Now, pages, as I mentioned at the very beginning with your Page of Wands coming up in the reverse, pages do bring forth messages. So as a final outcome card, this Page of Cups coming in the upright could indicate a new love, perhaps even a new birth. It's a very youthful energy, something new and fresh coming through. So this is coming in as your final outcome card. Do keep an eye out for messages or information that highlights a new venture, or maybe a new love, or a new job, or a new baby. Something new, something fresh is the final outcome card that you have, and it has a very youthful energy to it. So do be on the watch, or do be on the alert for this type of message or information that will be coming in. Can't help but notice that you also have the star card there underneath that, right next to the sun. So yeah, a lot of positive energy. The only card here that I would even, take a second look at is this Nine of Wands in your relationship sector. You may be carrying more weight than is really needed. Again, having your boundaries tested, things of that nature. This is the only card that I see any type of concern at all for, and that's something for you to be mindful of in the month of May. All right, so let's move on now to your final guidance card. And again, I'm using Karen Sangster's deck, the Chakra Insight Oracle, asking for one additional guidance card for the sign of Virgo for the month of May 2018. For one additional guidance card for the sign of Virgo. Oh, okay. We just lost a lot of cards there. Let me get these up, and we will proceed. Asking for one additional guidance card for the sign of Virgo for the month of May 2018. The cards are really not staying in my hand at this point, but there we go. Wow. All right. Almost done for the day. All right. Virgo, you're coming in with presence as your final outcome card. Awareness, attention, reality, and I'm trying to read the last one, connection. All right, being very present throughout the month, especially if you are dealing at all with this energy that I was picking up on, where there may be the tendency to want to dim your light down, either because others around you are not they're not on that vibration, or because you've had your boundaries tested even. But here's additional advice coming in from Spirit for you to stay very present, very aware, and grounded in the reality that all is well all of the time. All right, so that does conclude your reading for the month of May 2018. I do hope that you have a wonderful month, and I look forward to seeing you back here in the month of June. Namaste.